So a few days ago, I wanted to create a landscape that feels mysterious instead of peaceful. Most landscape tutorials show mountains, sunsets, or bright green fields. But this time, I wanted something darker, something that feels like a story is happening inside the scene. If you look at the artwork, the main focus is not only the forest. The main focus is the character standing in the middle of the trees. And the reason I place the character in the center is to create tension. When something stands directly in the middle of the composition, the viewer automatically looks at it first. Before starting the painting, I didn't focus on details. I only focused on the mood. I wanted the artwork to feel silent, dark, and slightly scary. That is why the first thing I drew was not the character, it was the forest background. I started by sketching tall tree shapes using very rough strokes. I didn't try to draw realistic trees. Instead, I focused on vertical shapes. Vertical shapes always make a scene feel deeper and more dramatic. Then I added a very simple silhouette in the center. Not a detailed character, just a shadow shape. One mistake beginners make is trying to draw the character perfectly in the first step. But in artworks like this, the character works only when the environment supports it. That's why I first created the forest structure, then I placed the figure inside it. After that, I added broken shapes around the character. These shapes are not random. They're used to guide the viewer's eyes toward the center. Even the small light areas near the ground are placed to highlight the silhouette. At this stage, the sketch looked messy. But the important thing was the composition, not the beauty. If the composition is strong, the final artwork will automatically look better. After finishing the sketch, the next step was color. But instead of using many colors, I limited myself to only a few shades: dark green, brown, and a little bit of blue. The reason for this is simple. When you use fewer colors, the artwork looks more cinematic. The first color I added was the background color. I used a soft green tone because green always feels natural in forest scenes. But instead of bright green, I used a darker version. Dark colors create mystery, and mystery creates emotion. Then I started painting the trees using large brush strokes. I didn't paint every branch. Instead, I used shadow shapes to make the trees look tall. This makes the painting faster and also more professional looking. Now we move to the final stage, which is adding details. But instead of adding too many details, I focused only on the important parts: the character, the trees near the character, and the light areas. First, I added small highlights on the trees. Not too much, just enough to show texture. Then I added some broken light shapes on the ground. These small details make the artwork feel alive without making it messy. After that, I refined the silhouette of the character. I didn't add too many details to the character because sometimes mystery looks better than realism. When the viewer cannot clearly see the character, their imagination starts working. And that makes the artwork more interesting. Finally, I adjusted the colors a little to make the green look deeper and the dark areas stronger. This step is very important because color balance can completely change the mood of the artwork. Now comes the most important part: lighting. Instead of adding light everywhere, I only added light near the ground and slightly behind the character. This creates something called contrast focus. When everything is dark and only one area is light, the viewer automatically looks at that area. That's also why I made the eyes glow. The glowing eyes are not just for style, they're used as a focal point. Even if someone looks at the artwork for only 1 second, the glowing eyes will catch their attention immediately. And now the artwork is complete. If you compare the starting sketch and the final result, you will see one important thing. The idea was more important than the details. If you start with a strong idea, the artwork will automatically look better even if you are still learning. If you enjoyed this process and want more dark style digital art tutorials like this, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And comment below, should I make a peaceful landscape next or another dark fantasy artwork?